So today we will be talking about a problem that will face us as we go through our mission to Mars. This problem is nutrition. Now nutrition is very important because everyone has to eat. Well, you might ask, why can't we just ship all the supplies that we will need into space? Well, that would only cause more problems as it's very expensive to ship supplies into space. We will need to send some supplies into space. It's much more cost effective if we are able to find a way to produce those supplies and create them in outer space ourselves. Or should I say grow these supplies? We should either use hydroponics, aeroponics, or aquaponics. 3 of these would be a great plan for growing food in space. Aeroponics requires less water than hydroponics or aquaponics. However, it could get a little hazardous with all the water floating around in mist form. Hydroponics is what most people are familiar with. This form would be useful due to there being reservoirs for water and the water stays in them. Would be an ideal solution due to it providing a small source of meat from the fish that are used to fertilize the plants. And other than that, it is very similar to hydroponic systems. Now you might ask, aren't those 3 ways of growing things complicated, time costly, and even expensive? Well, for starters, they aren't half as expensive as shipping them up into space. And plants actually even grow faster in hydroponics, aeroponics, and aquaponics than they do in real dirt. As for complicated, they really are not. It takes much less training than you might think to learn how to accurately and effectively operate these forms of agriculture. To train the astronauts to grow their own food with these methods, they will have to go through a very comprehensive course on agriculture. The course will begin by introducing them to the 3 ways hydro, aero, and aquaponics while still on Earth. Once they have a thorough understanding of it, they will then be sent to the International Space Station, where they will perform training up there and perfect their knowledge of these forms of agriculture. While the astronauts are training in the International Space Station and on Earth, the engineers will be designing a transit vehicle along with a lunar landing base that will have ample room for the astronauts to grow all the food that they would require on the mission to Mars. I believe that we should make the agricultural areas on the transit vehicle and on the Mars landing base to be much larger than we expect them to be needed, simply because of all the unforeseen problems that could occur. Remember, we have to be prepared for anything.